All right. So we return once again to the home of the Groovy Ghoulies.
No.
For lack of a better name. After their most recent adventure time, which I won't go into because now that I'm talking, I've completely forgotten. They find themselves at the Stonehill Inn, where none other than Torblin Stonehill, who put the inn in Vandalin, is there and introduced them to a gentleman by the name of Tybor. Why don't I remember this? Tybor.
Didn't write it down.
What is it? And Tybor had requested an escort mission. Basically, he and his brother run a logging camp deep in the Neverwinter Forest. And they run logging goods to Neverwinter, and they also bring logging goods to Phandalin. And Tybor is known to come to Phandalin to pick up supplies and drop off goods and wares. He buys the supplies there because he doesn't want to pay the devastation tax that Neverwinter imposes on many of the goods that come in and out of Neverwinter. So, morning is young. You've just spoken to him. You've worked out your price scheme, which is basically a 10% cut of the sales of the lumber that you guys bring back, and some lumber at cost. Or if there is no action, it is just lumber at cost. And that brings us to now. You've done eating your meal. Tybor says he'll meet you in an hour outside of I want to say Baratheon because of Game of Thrones. Barthen's Provisions. He'll meet you outside of Barthen's Provisions in an hour.
Okay. Can you remind us how long this trip was going to take?
The trip will take roughly 2 days to there, 2 days back.
All right, real quickly, Chris, is there any place to buy a decent mount around here in this town?
Mount?
Yes, horse.
The stables. You want to know if there's anywhere you can buy some...
I thought that was Hal's job from now on.
Actually, I don't
Not that kind of mount.
Oh.
have that. Right at the tip. Let me look here. Oh, what happened to my family member? Oh, I don't see it. This one. Let's get the Archard. What you do know is that you have seen horses used commonly in town, going to and fro. A lot of times they are used in work of some sort, either pulling carts or field work out in the fields. Not a lot, but some do have them as just pure travel horses. The Stonehill Inn has a set of stables on the outside where they can keep horses if needed be. To your knowledge, from talking and just being around town a little bit, you know that Barthen's Provisions could probably lead you to, they might have some horses or know who has horses. A lot of times the horses are purchased in Neverwinter, but sometimes because people who come into town usually have their own mounts already, the need to just randomly buy horses isn't quite as strong, even though it's a frontier town.
I'll Barthen's real quickly and see if they've got any horses.
Okay.
Okay, but we do need to make a trip to Neverwinter at some point. We need to make some money first because the city's
Well,
going
the
to
thing about it is, Kurt, that trip to Neverwinter would be a lot easier on horseback than it would be hoofing it
I
out.
don't disagree, but you got to find a way to feed it, stable it. When you're in a dungeon, what are you going to do with it? Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree with you, but you got to think about all the pieces that go. As somebody who owns horses, trust me, they ain't cheap.
They're disasters.
Yeah, you're a little too close to that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just
Never mind.
feeding-
Let's just go on. Let's meet outside of Barthen's provisions.
Just
And,
kill shit.
Well, I'm not ready. Well, we got an hour here. Tim wants to take that hour to try to cast Identify on Kirby's shield, Hal's sword, my own dagger, and that goo we got. See if it does anything. Figure anything out.
Okay.
So that's 10 minutes each one. So that's 40 minutes I can use up doing that.
All right. So which is the first one you're going to try to identify?
Do Kirby's shield.
Kirby's shield. I forget. Do we know where we got that from?
it was from the half-orc, 4 hill mounds.
What?
The
We
Thunderdome.
found-
Thunderdome.
The guys who turned into the boars, it was in one of their.
Holes or
Yes,
hobbits
yes.
or burrows.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you. Oh, actually, I have these.
It was probably a +5 shield of lightning or something. I'm sure it was.
I do have this in my notes.
It's probably a cursed shield.
Now, would I give Kirby a curse shield? Come on. Now.
Well, you wouldn't know.
Well, that's true. But
Oh,
All right, so you got it at Thunder Tree, or I mean, the circle.
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome. Here it is. Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll a Arcana check for me, Kurt.
13 plus 7 is 20.
20. All right. So, as you take the shield into your hands and you inspect the quality of the markings, and know that you
Main
can
check.
see small ruins inscribed in it. You know that it has presented a magic aura in the past from a detect magic. As you look at it, you can determine. You don't know the exact history of this. It's from a. It doesn't have the crest or anything on it. It isn't anything you're aware of. But what you can determine is that this shield will provide additional armor class improvements of the
Good,
amount
Kirby
of
needs it.
+1.
Plus, that's better than nothing.
+1 shield.
+1 shield.
So,
Okay.
Scott, you will need to add that to your character.
Do you have to attune to those?
Actually, do I need to do it? You can do it, Scott, right? You know how to do it? You're muted. I can't hear you, brother. I'm assuming yes. You're saying yes. Okay, what's the next thing you want to identify?
Hal's sword.
All right. Go ahead,
And
Will.
for that, I got a 1.
You got a 1.
I got a 1. Natural 1. I'm
It
excited
makes
about
a
it.
cool hawk sound, I can tell you that.
Well, yeah, but since it's yours, I had to roll a turtle.
What you determined that you don't necessarily get the full nature of the enchantment. You can tell that this the type of enchantment that is on this sword will improve the ability to hit, but you want the person will need to attune themselves, and you will know that the individual will need to attune themselves to the sword in order to gain that additional benefit.
Okay.
well, that's
All right.
easy. All he's got to do is stand there for an hour and play with it.
Okay, so
We can do that.
I can play with stuff.
All right, so that's 20 minutes.
okay.
Okay, so the next one.
I'm gonna try and see if my dagger's magic, and well, I'll just do identify on it. If it's magic, it will come up with that. See if it's got anything to it, and that's actually a natural 20. So 27.
27. You, as you hold the dagger, and look over it. You don't see any, there's nothing that gives you any idea that it's magically, has any magical properties.
Okay, just cool
But
dagger.
you do feel there is magic inside it.
Okay. That's all it is? It's got magic inside it.
Why don't you roll an investigation check for me on it?
Yeah. That's where I was getting ready to go with it. Ah, that's not great. 12.
Okay. So you know what's there. You know there's something odd about it. You know the dagger itself is just fine craftsman. As you sit there and you play for it for the next roll 1d4.
You get a grip on it. 3.
For the next 30 minutes, you fiddle with this dagger, absolutely obsessed with the fact that you know it has some type of magical properties, but you cannot figure it out. Until finally, through a series of stresses that you place on it, the hilt slides open. And as you take the hilt and you take it in your hand, a green crystal slides out and lands right in your hand.
Cool. Okay, can I tell you anything about the green crystal? Or is it another investigation?
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to do another
Okay,
magic.
but that probably eats up my hour.
No, you got 10 minutes.
Okay, well, 10 minutes is long enough to do it one more time for the, I'll try to do the crystal.
All right. So go ahead and roll Arcana check.
Okay, it'll be a 19.
19. Very good. All right. So as you hold this crystal and you think back through your training and your experience and feel, you can actually see small inscriptions on the crystal. And what you can determine that this is a crystal that has a twin. And with one crystal, you can find the other crystal.
Cool.
So it's, in a way, it's a tracking. You know that you could if you know where the twin is, or you want to find the twin, you can find the dagger will lead you to the twin of the crystal.
Well, that's cool. Let's go find it.
Well, we got things to do, but that's on the list now. We're a busy group. Cool.
Yeah, we're not getting a lot of money, but we sure are busy.
Greg,
All right.
Yeah.
Did I figure out my sword?
Greg, as you sit down with your sword, you sit cross-legged, which is not the easiest thing for a dragonborn to do. Your tail's kind of, no, you don't have a tail. That's right.
No tail.
As you sit there and you with the sword in your
Not in the back, at least.
lap, you hold the sword.
I don't think a step's called a tail, is it?
At first, your mind is filled with your thoughts of the day. You're the crossing ideas of the beer that you had earlier, whether or not you need to take a dump, the whole Rock and Tim fiasco, and eventually, after a little while, your mind begins to clear, and you can start to feel a slight vibrational hum to the sword as it starts to begin to vibrate in your hand. And you can feel your mind just is kind of an open, blank
Most of the time.
opening. And in that blackness and stillness, you can hear, "Give me the form."
Give me the what?
Form. And in that, you sense pictures of, right now, the thing that kind of flies in your mind is the hawk. You feel, just roll a intelligence check.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. 12 total.
Oh, fine. So you sense that it's wants to know a beast form, a creature, some living creature form.
Like a hawk?
Well, that's the one that you sense already now, currently. What other living creature, or you can stay hawk if you want. You want to keep.
Can I be a turtle?
Do you imagine a turtle?
I already named a turtle hawk.
Is that what you? Okay, so in your mind, you bring up the image of a tortoise. You can sense this in this essence of your idea and thought transfer down through your hands and into the sword. You can feel the vibration of the sword begin to grow to the point where it's vibrating very hard. Your hands are starting to grow numb from the vibration. And you can slowly begin to see carapace-like shell starting to form on the hilt and around the handle as it changes to the color and the style of the tortoise that you had imagined. The blade itself takes on those same colors and takes on the same textures of this creature that you've imagined, and fully envelops the sword until a point where the sword looks like it no longer is like the hawk scabbard, or not the scabbard, but the hawk hilt of the sword and the handle where you had seen hawk features. Now they are tortoise-like features. And the blade is textured like a tortoise shell, kind of craggly thing, but it still has a very sharp edge to it. And now you hold up the blade and you begin to move it around. And as you move it around, you can hear the sound of the turtle, whatever the hell the sound of the turtle is. I don't know. You make that up as you move it around, as its
Sounds like a hawk.
form
Looks
has
like
taken shape from your mind, and it now grants you a +1 on to hits.
+1 to hit.
Yep.
+1 to hit.
+1 to hit, +1 to damage, or +1 just +1 to hit?
Just a plus to hit, and a very cool sound. I don't know, what does a turtle make sound? That's gonna be the turtle sound now. Unless you.
What does the fox say?
Greg, can you add a? So you've got the +1 sword already in your inventory. So when you attack with it, you already have the +1, right?
Do it.
I don't. Let's.
Did you get it attuned?
No, I haven't attuned it because it.
Well, it doesn't, because I'd have to add a something
Right.
to attune it. I think it's just a standard +1 regular.
Let's see.
I'd have to try to. I think I have to make a homebrew +1 where you have to attune to it. The attunement part is grants the +1 plus gives it that extra cool.
I mean, I can add a +1 sword to my inventory and just name it or whatever.
Turtle sword.
I'm gonna name it Turtle Power.
Here's on the half shell.
Camera.
Camera.
Ah,
There you go. I love it.
That's turtle sound.
That's camera.
Let me look at Hal's sheet here real quick. Fandlin, Barton, Brock, Hal. Okay, Hal. You have manage custom weapon.
Hey, we got backwards again.
I did that on purpose. They agreed. I like turtles. It was flipped.
I would have never guessed what it said unless you flipped it.
He said.
Oh, you call it Turtle Hawk?
I did, but now I'm going to call it Turtle Power.
proficient, yes. Melee, you do slashing. Makes a cool hawk sound. Yeah, we'll just say, you know, you can only carry 3 items that you're going to tune to, and you've got 1 up, rather than wasting time here. So you've got it added to you. It looks like you've got it added to your inventory already.
Yeah, I put it in my inventory, but I don't have it listed as a +1.
It says you have a +1 bonus. Customize 2 hit.
Oh, I guess it does.
Here you go. Oh, come on, stop it.
I have that under the description. But I already had a +8 even before that.
All right, it has it.
I can mess with it. I'll get it done.
If you refresh it, it's got a +1 now.
Okay.
Or at least I added it as a customized item on it. So when you use it, you should get the +1. Yeah, it says +1 now. Okay, good. Yeah, just refresh your sheet. Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
That's all I've got time for. But did you guys go out and hire somebody to clean up Trustador while I was doing all that?
Sure. We can find somebody.
Sarah.
Well, that's a lot of work for, you know, you might need a couple of big, strong guys. Ugh.
She's got a kid.
Yeah.
Let's go to the inn and find somebody.
Well, we don't have to. I mean, we can try do it when we come back. I
Let's
thought
just-
we were going to have to get something started out while we're gone. Because we got, what, four bodies to move. Plus just clean up the general crap before we can do anything.
Right.
Let's take the those specific things and do it offline in the messenger
Sure.
text, and we'll
Okay.
say right now, at this point, you went to look for hiring individuals to do the manor, to clean up I guess what you're looking at is kind of remove. Well,
Clear the rubble.
you just write down what you want done, because I don't know if you want to keep any of the stones that might still be
Oh, yeah.
good, or if you're cleaning out the weeds, if you're trimming the lawn, if you're
Yeah, I'm trimming the lawn. That's what I want to do right now. Is trim the lawn.
we'll take that offline, okay?
Okay.
We don't burn up time here just doing that.
Okay. Cool.
Hey, Chris,
Yes.
you gave me a +1 to hit now, but I was actually +8 before.
+8.
Yeah, your strength bonus and everything.
Well, that's the swords. Sword has a +1.
Does he have it? If he has it in his inventory, is he wielding it?
He has it equipped.
So he's wielding it.
Well, you have the Turtle Hawk, which has a +1. How did you have a +8 before, Greg?
Well, that's what's on my sheet. My plus to hit. I got a +8 to hit. And my damage is a 1 die 8 +8. I think it's my strength bonus and all that.
Yeah, it'd be the strength modifiers.
Well, hit's gonna be dex, isn't it?
Well,
Oh, I see. 2 hit override. Okay, I got you. 2 hit bonus is what I wanted to do, not.
Yeah, what was that?
override. All right, now hit refresh. Sorry.
All right, let's see what I got now. Okay,
Thanks for catching that.
thank you.
Okay. So
I
you
never had anything.
you guys head on over to Barthen's Provisions, where you meet up with Tybor. What you do is, as you show up, you find that Tybor is there talking to Barthen. I can't remember if that's the name or not, but I'll say it is. And you see two very large wagons, long wagons. They're about 20 feet long. They're empty, save for a lot of provisions, which you, as you look upon the wagons, you can see things like flour, food, dried meats, some ale, and things of that nature. So, and that's as you walk up and you see it, and Tybor is there. And it's like, oh, good. I'm glad you're here. We're about ready to leave. You boys ready?
We were born ready.
Yes, sir.
All right. I figure since you have two choices. You can either sit in the wagon, or you can walk beside or along the trail. I don't know how you want to lay it out, but generally, if you're gonna do escorts, you're gonna have somebody in the front, somebody in the back, and somebody in the middle, right? I figure you boys will work that out, right? So I want to introduce you to two of my boys here. This is Johnny, and what you see is a gentleman in his a young man in his early 20s. He's he looks like a teen, basically an overage teenager. He's a human, and he has general clothes, and he's he carries a small short sword on his belt.
All right,
Fairly
Sean,
well.
Johnny.
And Johnny says, "Yep, hey," and then Tyra's like, "And over there is Billy. Billy, say aye." And Billy's just kind of like, Billy is an older man. He's about 40 years of age, and he has a very weathered face. You can see his hair is speck marked with grays and browns. He has a little bit of a gut, and has kind of more of a leathered clothing style than the other. And he kind of looks your way and goes, "Hi."
Hi.
Wait,
And,
is the wagon open or closed? Is there like Conestoga or just open wagon?
it's open.
Tim's
So-
gonna ride in the back of the wagon.
Tiber's like, "These are my drivers, and they also my protection for when we need it. They're not, they're probably not as versed as you all in it, because it's not their livelihood to go adventuring, but they make sure that anything that we don't want around stays away. They've got where they lack in skills, they have in brave and balls, you know."
Brave and balls.
All right, so let's hitch a ride. Let's get the hell out of here. I've got a long road to go, and it's a bit to the trail. Yeah.
We got to make good time.
All right, so
We're burning daylight.
that's right.
Well, we're on time.
Stone cold the whole way. A man's job is to make good time travel. And then when you get to where you're going, you talk with the other dads about if you made good time or not.
Exactly, but you don't ask for directions.
No. When you get there, make good
All
time.
right. So
Yep.
let me just get a marching order of who's where. We have two wagons.
Tim's in the lead wagon.
Tim's in the lead. Okay,
Wagon. He's in the wagon.
right. So
Like
a
Johnny
distance fighter.
Tiber's in that one, and Billy's in the second one. Who's where?
Legos out front.
Lego's
I'll
gonna
take
walk
the
the
rear.
front.
Alan Chop right up there in the front too. They ain't gonna miss out on shit.
You gonna sit in the wagon with Tim, or you gonna walk?
We're walking.
All right. Lego, Hal.
Wagons for wizards.
You got it.
and then
Hey, I want as much between me and whatever's attacking me as possible.
Kirby's behind. Okay.
Since I had to blow 2 spells this morning on somebody's trying to steal my dagger, I'm a little pissed.
And Barthen's like, well, have a safe trip out there. We'll look forward to seeing you back here soon. And take care of Nessie there. And he points to one of the oxen. So each wagon is pulled by 2 oxen. And they're strong-looking creatures with nice-sized horns. tied up to the carts, and
Like a nice horn.
yeah. As you begin your journey out of Fandlin, it is roughly 1 o'clock, and in the you begin.
Heck happened? What happened?
Get the shit out of me.
What happened?
It was a spider.
I'm embarrassed.
What was it?
So I have this thing in front of a window over here because I didn't want the shining
Mhm.
light to, and it kind of fell down.
Oh.
I just wasn't expecting it.
There.
Hmm. You begin your trip out of Fandlin.
Blago's got his bow and arrow up, arrow knocked, ready to go.
All right. And I need to do the time. So this is roughly.
1.
We can assume we're all rested, healed, spell
Yeah,
slot,
you can. Yeah, except
empty, all
for
that kind of stuff.
spells you've used. In
Right, I blew 2 spells this morning.
Where's my pencil? Does this one work? No. Sorry, hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, we're gonna say it's roughly 11 o'clock.
Oh, it was 1 o'clock earlier.
1.
Yeah, 11.
All right, 11.
All right. What's that?
Oh, is that a rock?
Yeah.
This you can't. Thunderstorms in the area has been messing with the internet.
Mm. Just afraid of Tim's what it is.
Okay. Nice. Now, John, what I want you to do with your with all those nice dice set that you have is you take out 2 d20s. One is your arrow and one is your cantrip. Then you take out the damage for your arrow and the damage for your cantrip, and you roll it all together. But you have your cantrip one color and the damage one color, and your arrow one color, so you know which one's which. So when you say you do your arrow first and you want to do your cantrip, you just look at the dice for the cantrip, and it's all done. You did it all in one roll. See how that makes it more efficient? You begin your roll, your journey out of Phandalin. The day turns into afternoon as the sunny weather that has inspired the day. It's a little bit cooler. You find that the leaves on the trees as you journey down the Tribord Trail, heading toward this loggers encampment. The leaves begin to start turning a little color, and you notice that the temperature of the day has started off a little bit cooler as you feel the first touches of fall in the area.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun. As you make your way for the first part of, I'm still both times. Yep. Okay. You're able to make pretty good time. The oxens are good. You as you go along your journey, at one point during the journey, you see a small caravan heading the other way. A gentleman, 2 individuals are at the lead of that with horses in a cart, and as they drift on by, Tybor and Johnny are kind of wave at them, and they wave back, and they just proceed on past.
Tim asks who they are.
Who are you asking?
He said I'm in the cart with Tybor.
Are you sitting with Tybor?
Well, he said I'm in that same cart, so I
Yeah.
assume I'm in proximity.
Yeah. Sure.
Because they're heading to
Tybor's
Phantom.
like-
I wonder who they are.
I don't know. You see lots of traffic here on the Tribor Trail. They may be going to Phandalin, they may be going to Neverwinter. I'm never quite sure who's going where. But the gnome folk, could be going to Nomengard. It's not uncommon to see that kind of traffic on the Tribor. Have you not been on the Tribor Trail very often?
Not very often, no.
Yeah, well, it's
Some
one of the
of us
main
sweat
it's one of the
gold.
main thoroughways to get around these parts of the Sword Coast. So,
We had to get out more.
yep. As you continue your journey along, you reach into the dusk hours. As you continue along the Tribor Trail, you finally reach to a point as darkness has taken the area, a cutoff that takes a lead off from the Tribor Trail into Neverwinter Woods. And Tybor says, "We'll just camp out here along the trail right now for tonight. I have no business or need to be going through the Neverwinter Woods in the night without good reason." So he breaks off. He kind of pulls off the Tribor Trail, a little bit off, about 50 yards out, and kind of circles the wagons up in an area. They break out, and Johnny and Billy hop off, start gathering some firewood, start setting up a campfire. The night is clear as the skies have very little cloud cover and the stars shine and provide little twinkles of light dancing in the skyline. You create, Billy and through Tybor and Johnny, they all create a nice little campfire that's set up in a pretty nice little area within the, you can call it a circle, the adjoining areas of these two wagons. As you sit down and begin to take on and eat the rations that you have. Everybody has rations, right?
Yep, you got 9 days worth.
Well, you got 8 days worth now.
It had 9 days worth.
So go ahead and mark off some of your rations as you sit around and enjoy the night. Tybor says, "So, look, tell me a little about some of the tales of your adventuring. I'd like to hear something."
I'm asking if you'd like to try some more beer. We're getting ready to go into production.
Oh, really? What do you make?
Yes.
What kind of beer do you make?
Well, I got some kind of doubled elf stuff and some kind of wicked wizard stuff, and I got an acid bath IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Lager sex.
when did you make all this? Because I think
Last night.
you have recipes in your head for all those, but I don't think you've actually have the facilities or the time to actually create it.
I have a small beer brewing kit.
You have a small beer brewing kit? So are you gonna try to make some beer right then and there?
That stuff I already made earlier. Back in town.
All right, what are you gonna call that? Oh, you made some. Well, go ahead. Well, pour me a little glass here. And he pulls out a little wooden cup. Just
Try the acid bath IPA. That's our signature one.
wait, how many fucking barrels have you got? You're just like, I got everything. It's all here.
They're in bottles.
You've got.
I brought a cooler.
You got a liquor store in your pocket. As far as I know, you don't have a portable hole. Store all the stuff, Greg.
He has a
got
bar of
one
holding.
cask.
I only brought a bottle of each.
All right, we got to be. Come on, be a little realistic for me here.
There's a variety pack.
All right, so you pour him some of the ale, and he takes a little healthy swig. He's like, oh, yeah, that's a little rough.
Got a bite to it, huh?
It's not quite to my tongue's tasting, but it's got potential. You call that the acid bath?
You can tell, huh?
Yeah, it burns when it goes down, if that's what you mean. Damn right. You can see
Wait till it comes
John and
out.
Billy are kind of coming over there with their little cups, just like, hey, I'll take some of that.
Have some of this.
All right.
You know, my master plan is on a brewery. I want to get the wizard to like enhance it a little bit. Not, it won't be a lot. It'll be a very mild thing. It's just kind of make your dick tingle on the end or something.
What?
It's a marketing scheme. Trust me.
It'll work. We
We'll
can
get
do
into
it.
this later.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Okay.
custom enchantments later.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Acid bath, dick tickler.
Nothing big time. Just a little tingle. That's all.
Wakes up your dragon.
All right. Is your dragon? It's time for some dick tickler. Okay. All right. So as you sit there and kind of exchange camaraderie and some stories, Tybor does kind of relate some stories of interest to you. Now he brings up a gentleman by the name of Falcon. He says, "Are you boys ever been to Falcon's Hunting Lodge?"
Nope.
Oh no, it's located deep in Neverwinter Woods. I've made some deliveries there on occasion when he's building out his estate there. But what he does is he likes to take the noblemen from Neverwinter and take them on hunting trips. And he's got a bit. It's a rustic area, you know. It's a very rustic feel to it. It's pretty much like Phandalin, but you go there and you for a few coin you can get on a hunting trip with Falcon. And I hear he's a connoisseur of wine, so if he'll trade you a room and board for a fine bottle of wine if you got some, but don't give him the cheap stuff. He doesn't care for that. He's a good gentleman. If you ever lack need or anything, it might be something you might want to visit here or there.
He'd be a potential customer.
Yep. He likes McBoone Farm.
Anything else you guys want to talk about or talk to each other about or anything?
Tell us about Neverwinter. How often do you get up that way? And how far is it from here? We gotta get.
Well, here's the thing. I send me logging a lot of the logs that I cut. We put into the river that is sent down to Neverwinter. Now, I don't know how much you know about Neverwinter. Apparently, you've never been there. Is that right?
That's right.
Well, compared to Phandalin, Neverwinter is a hustling, bustling port of call, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of things you can find at Neverwinter. It's quite fun, but it wasn't too long ago, a few years back, the Mount No. Oh, they call it the Mount Now. I don't know how they pronounce that damn word. I just call it the devil's pimply ass. It kind of erupted and sent some flames down Neverwinter's way, and they've been rebuilding since.
Okay.
Still, you know, that's good for me because they've had to need a lot of wood and rebuilding. But they're good. They're coming along good. And it's a good town, you know. If you ever find yourself in there and you want some excitement, you want a little excitement for your fun and games, is you probably want to get over to the Yawning Portal Inn. It's quite a fun little gathering place. From what I hear, it's
almost like there's a book that way.
It kind of sounds a little bit like the if you can imagine the cantina in Star Wars. With all man are a villain and villainry and scum and everything in between at the Yawning Portal.
Make a note of future customer too.
Yeah. Ask for Guido when you get there, right?
No, there's the owner. He's I don't know how much you know about the Yawning Portal, but it got its name because of this giant hole in the ground. So they call it the Yawning Portal. And I hear there's a lot.
A lot of people go in, very few come out. But the
Sounds like
owner
our kind of
came
place.
out. He's one of the few that came out, and he came out quite wealthy. And so he built his inn on top of the portal,
We're going.
on top of this big hole. And then for a few coin, he'll drop your ass straight down into it. It's quite often in the later hours of the evening when people have had lots of drinks and ales, some bets are made, and people get their gumption up, take a dive down into the portal, and are never heard from again. It's,
Hmm.
you know,
Sound like Shipley's.
yeah, there you go.
Oh, come on. Shipley's is so tame.
Be a good way to get rid of all your waste, too. Plumbing straight into there, garbage, everything. Nothing comes back.
There you go.
I don't know.
All right.
So
If
as you
we-
continue
if
your
We
night,
get one of those for our place.
anybody else want to say or talk or do anything?
I was going to ask Tybor if he's got any friends in Neverwinter we might look up over there if they could help us out in the big city.
Hmm.
Well, I do most of my business with a gentleman by the name of Alacoster Siningrad.
Got that written down, Kurt?
Yep. What's he do? Just a lumber merchant like you, or?
Yep, he's a lumber. He's the man who receives my wood, if you know what I mean, because he's kind of cute
Hey,
too.
what you do on your own time, I don't care, dude.
Hot dog.
I always love telling that joke, and it cracks me up. It makes me laugh hard.
You're a funny man.
Hard on, but I mean hard. Anyway,
It makes me laugh hard.
Alacoster, he's a merchant he takes my wood, if you know what I mean. And the logs, what I mean. He takes the logs and he forms them into the planks and the various building materials used throughout Neverwinter. Now you've got a woodsmith down in Phandalin that does semi the same thing, although not nearly at the quantity and pace at Alacoster. He can take a lot of wood, if you know what I mean.
I've heard that.
Who's the gentleman in Phandalin?
Phandalin. That name. I talked to Barthen. I said to Barthen, and he handles the in-between. I know Barthen from way back. I met him when I was in my younger days, so he's kind of a good friend, and I just let him handle it. I'm sure he upcharges it a little bit.
Well, I was just looking for some
Hey, John, you don't have your green screen selected on your thing, do you?
No? Do I need to?
Yeah, he does.
No,
I
I
see
don't,
it back.
he does it, but I don't think he has green screen selected because his arm just made the whole green screen show up.
Oh, yeah.
And that would imply to me, is it checkmarked?
No, I'm looking.
Now you're all green.
No, click the color of the green screen, and you have a green. Okay, that's good.
No, if I click the green screen, it messes it up.
Oh, change. Okay, so there's a little thing that has the color in the picture. Look at the picture. It says I have a green screen, and there's a little circle with a color.
A little circle. with a
Click
color.
that little circle, and then it wants you to click an area for the color, and then click the green. Not your
Oh,
head.
that's cool. I like that one.
Not your head, John.
There we go. Got it.
Green. There you go. Now raise your arm up like this. All right. See, you got it. You got it set right. Well, last time you did that, half your entire background just disappeared.
Cool.
I think you had your skin color or some light color selected. Okay. Anyway, as the night continues, who's doing what watches during the night?
I take the first watch as always.
All right. So you're going to take the first 4 hours, or you're going to. Oh, that's right. You only need 4 hours of.
I only need 4 hours of sleep.
But you're going to take the first 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is.
I'll take the second.
Okay.
Wait a minute. 8 hours and 8 hours. How long are we sleeping?
Well, I mean, how long is your shift for?
Depends on how much we
I
drink.
was going to say 4 hours. Or 8 hours total is more than enough sleep. So I'll take the first 4.
You're gonna do just two shifts.
Yeah.
All right, and then Kirby's taking the second shift. All right, so Kirby gets 8 hours. That's enough to fully recover. Okay. Kirby and Lego, both of you guys roll perception checks.
Got an 8.
21.
21. What'd you roll, John?
8.
8. Very good. All right, John, you're the first shift. Your first shift goes without any kind of issue. No problems. Kirby, during your shift, at one point during the night, you begin to hear the sounds of hoofbeats. I don't know if this will work. It'll be too loud.
Need some coconut shells.
It continues to grow louder and louder. What do you want to do? Anything?
They're coming down the trail, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what you surmise.
Surmise. And how many horses does it sound like?
Right now, you can only really hear one.
One. I'm going to wake up Hal, and we're going to go out towards the trail to kind of investigate, look, see who's coming down the trail.
All right. As you wake up Hal, Kirby comes over, wakes you up.
What's up, brother?
You hear, and at this point, by you're waking up Hal, it is very loud now. It is very close, and
Yep.
and so you tell Hal that you hear.
Hal draws his sword.
All right. You guys begin to make your way to the outer side of the wagon, which you have a wagon between you and the trail, and
Okay.
you're roughly, I think I said like 20 feet back from the trail. As you turn the corner of your wagon, neither one of you, well, actually, Kirby has no night vision.
Hal does.
Hal
Doesn't either.
Hal's
Oh,
got
but
the
Hal
goggles.
put goggles on.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna just say that you the
How's
goggles.
It's nighttime. We're looking.
As then there's still some embers, a little bit of embers from the fire. You can kind of make out the outline of the of your wagon as you get around the corner. As you see at that point, just as you're turning the corner, you can see this figure on a horse going right by you on the trail, and the cloak is flowing, and you just
Let him go.
Yeah.
and it continues on down the trail.
Okay. Just let him go.
All right.
No sense to kill him.
Couldn't catch him anyway.
Yeah.
All right. As you go back to the fire of the night, your rest of your night is without any kind of activity, so to speak.
Well, I'm going to tell everybody about the Night Rider and talk to Tobin about it too.
All right. You wake up in the morning. Everybody's kind of starting to break camp. You relay. It's like,
Interesting. It's not common for somebody to go through at nighttime to be on the trail, because all manners of villainy and scum will find themselves taking that time to travel the trail. So it's best to be out of the way and off the trail during the night, if you know what's good for you.
Mm-hmm. New day. Tim's gonna roll 2 new portents.
all right.
He
And
gets
you
a
got spell
1.
slots back.
Yep. And a 15.
All right.
All right, boys, get back into the positions. Get ready. We're about to ready. We're heading into the Neverwinter Woods.
Head him up, move him out.
Off game question here, out of game question, or
Yes.
within game. Since you didn't get the luck feat, Kirby, what'd you do in place of that?
I just took attribute points.
Okay.
It was easier.
Well, I did. All right, we're on the trail.
All right. So, let me bring up the map here real quick. As you begin to follow the path into Neverwinter Woods, your first initial entrance into the woods is met with very sparse trees and growth. But as you continue your journey on into this area, the amount of trees increase drastically. The amount of growth increases drastically. And the trees are they're the kind of trees that grow very tall and have a very wide, tall canopy along the top. And so as you come into this area, it actually, even though it's daylight, it actually grows much darker. The light that filters through the trees it provides good light and visible light, but it is much darker than being outside on the Tri-Board Trail. The trail itself is very dust-worn path. You can see almost ruts that are carved into the trail from the wagon wheels. They fit perfectly in line, indicating that this is a semi-common path through the Neverwinter Woods, but not uncommon. As you begin your journey through it, and you're roughly starting again at, we'll say at dawn, and you did some packing, cleaned up, broke camp. I'm gonna put you around at 8 o'clock right now, 8 a.m. as you traveled a little bit into the Neverwinter Woods. The sounds of the woods are loud in your ears as various birds and bugs and crickets create a cacophony that reverberates off the canopy of the forest. Let me see if I have
Tookie!
Tookie. What is that from?
That's the Tookie bird from George of the Jungle.
Oh, that's it. That's George in the Jungle. So as you travel through and hearing various sounds of the forest, for the first part of your day, you go without any kind of incident.
Bam.
You reach about noon where everybody kind of like pulls up, starts to grab some food. So let's break for lunch, halt for lunch, 15-minute break. Everybody kind of like stops and kind of sits on their cart, and you start digging out some rations.
Open up my Partridge Family lunchbox. See what I got in there.
Oh my God, Partridge Family! Man,
I love the Partridge Family.
Okay. Well, I got Munsters, so I feel pretty cool.
Damn, that's a callback there. Some Sean Cassidy.
I had one of their albums.
I still have 3 of them.
There wasn't too long ago that I was like into listening to all the Partridge Family songs.
Yeah.
Hey, I kind of think I love them. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah. And
what was her name?
lunch.
Lori, the oldest girl.
Susan Day, Lori Partridge. Yeah, she was pretty hot.
She's hot.
Which one was it? That was the darker hair. Well, I can't remember.
Yeah, the long straight hair.
Yeah, that was there was only one girl, wasn't there?
No, there was a
No, there's 2. There's Tracy was the youngest. Yeah, the youngest girl. There are 2 girls. There's Mom, Lori, Keith, Danny, Tracy, and I can't remember what's the last boy's name.
Boy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Oh, I know
But
what
2
you're
different
talking
actors.
about. That boy.
Yeah, he was played by 2 different actors. He's played by one actor in the first season, that's a different actor in the second season.
Oh my God! How do you know so much about the Partridge Family?
Because it's useless knowledge. If it means anything, I don't know it, but it's useless.
I think I love you.
Written by Boyce and Hart.
Okay, so you
And
picked-
Susan Day did a topless shot in the next movie she was in, trying to get rid of that good girl image. Then she went on to do LA Law.
Oh my gosh! All right, now you're way too knowledgeable about their Partridge Family. All I remember was watching Danny, the guy who played Danny, just
Danny
turn into
Bonaducci.
this, like hulking buff dude that was like
Oh yeah.
crazy,
Late
ready
night,
to kill anybody. Just I forget what I
Yeah.
watched him
That was
on.
Roid Rage.
He was
Yeah,
the inspiration for
man.
Carrot Top later on.
Carrot Top. Oh my God, that's.
All right, back to the game.
Let's kill shit.
While we're having lunch, I just had to ask Tybor, how long is it before we get to where we're going? Because he said about a 2-day trip, and we're to day 2.
So yep.
Yeah. Well,
Are we there yet?
it's a little bit slow going through the woods. We'll probably hit. We'll break. We'll have to. It's not a straight shot through, so we're gonna. The woods is a slower travel point, and we'll have to camp one night in the woods. But we'll make the loggers camp by afternoon tomorrow.
It's cool. No problem.
Kirby, you're so quiet.
You're muted.
Are you watching?
I'm listening.
some Show? You're
I'm
watching
good.
some
No.
show.
No, I'm watching you guys watch the Three Stooges. I'm good. I was crunching. I don't want you guys to hear all my crunching. I'm good.
What are you eating?
Pistachios.
Oh my God, those are good. All right.
Oh, and Tim, by the way, mentions to these guys that when he leveled up, however you want to phrase that in this world, he got the light cantrip, so he can just give you guys some light if you need it.
Nice. So as you're sitting there eating, Johnny kind of comes over to you, Tim, and says, "So you know magic? Can you show me a trick? Show me a trick."
Okay, I firebolt him. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, watch this.
Okay, just for fun, is there like a dead tree within like 20, 30 feet of us?
Yeah, there's easily a dead tree that's sitting off on the side.
Okay, I'm going to hit it with a frost bite, not a firebolt, just to show the ice on it.
All right, go ahead and you gotta roll a.
Just cool
It's
the
got
beer down.
to
some.
be a 15 Constitution check.
Oh, it
So
auto
dead
hits.
tree shouldn't have a problem with that.
All right. So as you say, watch this, and you mutter the words and you do the invocations. I don't know if it's just verbal.
Frosty McSnowman.
Is it for verbal? Yeah, you say
Let's
Frosty.
see. I think it's just verbal. Let me see.
Verbal?
It's verbal semantic. Yeah. Frosty
Verbal
McSnowman. Ooh.
Frosty, as the tree begins, as this blue arcane energy flows from your hands in very sharp spikes, very fast, and just slams in the tree, and the tree just, you can see the area and the center spot just kind of like a pool of water that is right on the edge of freezing, and then one little spot starts the freezing process, and it just like, and it's covered in blue. Johnny's like,
Mhm.
Billy, did you see that? Look at that, Billy.
and Billy's like,
Yeah, that's good. What are you gonna do with it?
I
Raise
don't
your
know, but
ass.
it's cool as hell.
It comes in
Damn.
handy.
He's just
We're
like,
gonna keep the beer cold.
he's just
It's
in
very
awe.
cold. And when you're up about 35 feet and a giant tree is attacking you, it's on fire, it's a good spell to have right before you get knocked out of the goddamn tree. That's another story for another day.
Very nice. He's like, Billy. So, very good. And Billy's like, or is it, no, Johnny's like, oh man, that's cool. I want to learn magic. I want to learn magic. Teach me. You got to teach me. You got to teach me on this trip. You got to teach me a magic trick.
It takes years to learn. You have to go to school for this. I wish I could teach you that quickly, but it just can't be done.
Billy,
I got your nose.
magic. Billy knows magic, and he says he'll teach me how to hide the salami, but he doesn't know. I don't know. He won't do it for me right now. It's like every time teach me how to do the hide the salami trick. And he's like, I'll show you. He never shows me.
You don't want to know how to do the hide the salami trick.
All right, Billy, I'll show you. I'll show you a magic trick.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
Yeah.
Pick a number between 1 and 10, but don't tell me.
Okay.
Take that number, multiply it by 2. No, don't tell me.
Okay.
Okay, multiply it by 2. You did that, right?
Yeah.
Add 8.
And you see him kind of struggling for a little bit.
Oh, he's been to
Okay,
Legoland.
got it.
Got it? All right, now divide it by 2.
Oh hell! Show me that ice trick again. All right. The rest of your lunch break goes without incident as you continue your travel. Into Neverwinter Woods. Trevor goes, all right, boys, back into it. Let's go. And the oxen start, boom, and you can feel the pull of the cart like as it continues down the trail. Tim, your ass is kind of like sore. The bones have been slamming into the woods as every time you hit a bump, it's like bam, bam. It's like, God damn it. As you continue down the trail, Legolas, your eyes are peeled into the forest. You're scanning around. Very good. Nice. I want Legolas and Hal and Chop all to roll perception checks.
Well, this is better. 19 plus 3, 22.
22.
Yeah. I get some, Mink, Chop both got 8s.
Nice. Okay.
It's all turtle.
Kirby, what'd you roll? Kirby, you're muted. Just press the space bar. 1.
1.
You rolled turtles. All right. As you continue on into the woods, Legolas, you see some movement very far off into the right side of the trail that you're following. It's just a little bit of brush movement. You don't know what it is. It's quite a bit of ways. It's at least you would say, because of the way that it goes, the terrain has been a little bit hilly up and down a little bit, so you're kind of following a main path, but you have like side hills and it goes down, then side hills and up. You can see just a bit in the very, very far distance, a little bit of brush movement.
Okay. I just gotta fall back to Hal and Chop gingerly and say, we got movement over on that side over there. About how many feet off the trail?
You would say probably at least, probably about 130 feet off the trail.
At least 130 feet off the trail. And I tell Chop or Hal, I say, well, one of the two of you go back and warn Tim. And we continue to watch.
Okay. All right. As you, Tybor's like, what is it? What's going on?
Is he asking me or is he asking Chop? Because I'm back out.
Well, I'm not sure if you told him. Were you
I was telling
relaying the
Tim,
message, or what were you saying?
I said, all right, I'll fall back. I'll let Chop and Hal walk out front for a little bit. I told him we got movement about 130 feet off the trail to the right.
All right. And Tybor can see you drop back, and as you're going by his wagon, he's like, "What's going on?"
And I tell him exactly what I just said.
Off there. He looks off in that direction. It's like, and his eyes like, I don't see a damn thing. and as you fall back and you get back to Kirby and you kind of relay the message to him as the caravan continues on.
Okay, that's fine. We keep watching. We keep moving.
All right, you just
I
want
tell Tybor. I said that's the reason you get an elf to lead the party.
Why you
Well, I hear it's not unknown that the elven race is pretty good in these kind of environments. So
All right.
I know who to hire. Let's just put it that way.
When I make it back to Kirby, I relay the message to him, and then I double time back up to the front.
All right.
And we're all watching that away.
You stop, take defensive positions behind the carts and all.
No, we're not circling the wagon. The Indians are going to have to come to us.
All right, as you continue on.
Tim's watching the other direction.
Tim's
They're looking that way. I'm looking over this way.
All right, Tim's looking to the left instead of the right.
And I've got the same kind of perception he's got.
Clowns to the left of me and jokers to the right.
Here I am.
Oh my God, what is that? That's I know that song. Hold on.
Steelers Wheel, Jerry Rafferty.
Yes.
Yep.
I wish I could play it. As you continue down the path, following on, the movement that you've seen, and you keep your eyes on that, Legolas. You kind of keep your eyes in that area. You can see it, but it doesn't make any kind of aggression or movement into your direction. So as you end up in the back of the trail, and you and Kirby kind of like are walking now backwards with the wagons, just kind of keeping your eyes in that direction. You catch glimpses of the movement, still off in the same direction, and you just continue on without any kind of interaction.
Well, no interaction. We're not stopping.
All right. As you continue on down for the rest of the time, you now enter into the twilight hours of your second day of travel. Tybor's like, all right, boys, it's time to break camp. Not break camp. Time to make camp. Sorry. It's been a long day and my ass has hurt me like a son of a bitch. I've got a little bit of hemorrhoid problem. I don't know if you have any of that. I don't have any in my tux pads, and it's a son of a bitch right now. Completely out of them, and I'm just living my life with this pain in my ass.
Paladin can heal that.
Hal, you'll have to stick your finger up Tybor's ass.
That's Hal. That's Kirby.
Apply healing.
That's Kirby.
That's going to cost extra.
It's like Tybor's like, nah, I'll just deal with the pain. I don't need any dragonborn remedy bullshit.
Yeah, that'd be Kirby hiding sloppy then.
All right, so as you guys start to make camp, you set yourselves off. You leave the main wagons on the trail. It is now, the night has fallen. The sound
on the trail? They didn't pull off the trail?
Wagons on the trail?
Yeah, usually I thought we pull off to the side.
Double watch tonight. Extra watch tonight.
He's able to pull in the area that he's decided to pull into. He's pulled one off the trail and one still on the trail.
Oh man, can't we go just a little further and find a hole somewhere where we can pull both of them in?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
All right, here we go. I got me a 13.
13.
Probably not.
It's like, you elves are pretty smart in the woods. Now, typically, I like to keep one on the trail, because anything that's coming through is going to have to stop. And I don't want anything just running into me backside, if you know what I mean. But that's fine. We'll do it your way.
We got some other stuff we can put across the trail.
What?
We can pull a dead log across the trail or something else besides something that the oxen don't spook and run off.
So you spend a little bit of time. You go a little bit further up the trail till you find an area that you can You can easily pull off both carts off to the side of the trail. And you're off to the left side tonight of this trail.
What general direction are we heading? Are we heading west?
You're now heading in a northern. Well,
Well, the time we're
roll a nature check for me, John.
Oh, good. Let's see. I do good with nature. 19.
All right, so you know that when you were on the Tribor Trail, you were generally heading in a northeast direction. You're now heading in a more northern west direction. So you kind of
So
like,
if we pull off to the left, we would be pulling off to the west, correct?
you're on the west side. Yes, you'd be on
Okay, that's
the.
all I need to know. And just because Harvard doesn't want anything running up on us, we'll find a big old pine tree or dead something or another and yank it across the road so that we have something to slow down anyone coming directly at us.
So he's like,
All right, put it about 20 to 30 feet back. That's the way I like to run it. Because if something comes up, I don't want anything coming up on us from behind.
All right,
Put another one 20 to 30 feet in front of us if we can, if you're going to go ahead and do it that style.
Sure.
Generally, I keep my eyes forward and something into my back to make sure nothing sneaks up.
We will do it. We will make sure we have 2 logs pulled across the trail, or brush pulled across the trail. 20 to 30 feet.
all right. So as night has fallen now, you begin to make camp. You create your general fire, and you are going to sit around the campfire and have your dinner. Is there anything you want to do, say, talk during dinner?
Well, I'm not going to sit around the campfire. I'm going to patrol the outskirts away from the campfire where I can see out into the darkness, hopefully.
Very good. That's actually a very good practice to never look at the fire when because your eyes are adjusted to the fire. You want to look outside of the camp. Very good. All right. So you keep your eyes out on the outer side. Roll a perception check for me.
I got, let's see, perception. I get an extra. 18.
18. All right. Good. All right. Good to know. What is everybody else doing?
Ouch. Tim's kind of hanging around the fire, but he's going to wander off after a while. It's going to be a little social. But they'll kind of wander up and get in one of the wagons and kind of hang out there.
I'm gonna go to the southeast by the stopped log back there and kind of hang out back there, watch down that direction.
Can you hear that, by the way, that music?
Yeah, we hear
The crickets?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry.
I don't hear Buddy Holly, though.
Buddy Holly.
Eggy Sue. Yeah, Buddy Holly and the Crickets.
Oh. You guys are terrible. You know, I get so much grief for the old references I pull, but you guys just kick my ass in old references.
We're old. What do you want? That's the references we got.
Well, this
I
is
said Johnny Bravo at work the other day. Everybody's like, "Well, who's Johnny Bravo?"
Bravo. Oh, hey, Hora.
Johnny Bravo was a '90s cartoon, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Well, I was thinking more of Greg Brady.
Oh, that Johnny Bravo.
No, I was saying Johnny Bravo, the cartoon.
How does Johnny?
Yeah.
How's Greg Brady Johnny?
When he went
he
to
did the voice.
become a singer, he was
A
Johnny
rock star.
Bravo.
Yeah, he was Johnny Bravo.
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
that's where they got it for the cartoon.
I thought it was the cartoon that you're talking.
Uh-uh.
Well, there's
Greg
two
Brady.
references there. They're both right.
There's levels upon levels of oldness in there.
The silliness just.
I got to be honest with you. I was right with you, Chris. Johnny Bravo was a cartoon. I was an anti-Brady Bunch guy. I just couldn't hang.
I
never saw the
I
cartoon.
watched Brady Bunch, but I never. I must have missed the episodes with Johnny Bravo. I never knew he became a star.
It was towards the end of it, but there's a couple things about Marcia I really liked.
Yeah. Well, what they try to do? Make Greg Brady like the dude from Partridge Family or something?
Exactly. Partridge
Yeah,
Family was hot.
All right.
Oh,
So
you were the mom, weren't you, Scotty?
Well, remember, in real life, Greg was screwing his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, they had a date. That never really materialized.
yeah, it was a date with some Wesson oil or something. I don't know what that was.
But he was screwing Marcia.
God.
And
All
later on, she was pimping herself out for drugs.
Marsha was?
Yeah, kind of a problem.
That's
Yeah, she has
what happened to what's her name from
And
Different
Different Strokes.
yeah.
Dana Plato.
Sleep by the Bell. Remember that girl did porn too.
Oh, that was Showgirls. That
No,
was
she
porn.
did
That was a bad
Showgirls.
movie.
That was like soft.
Yeah, it was a horrible movie.
Well, Cindy Brady got a porn credit for screaming in a microphone, evidently.
Yeah, that didn't count.
But you got to get them where you get them, I guess.
It all pays the same.
Okay,
Okay, we're camped along the trail.
All right, so now we've got nightfall. I'm going to take first watch again.
We need double watch tonight. We know there's people following us.
I agree.
Can you hear?
I'll go on watch too.
Well, you had it up for a while. That's gone again.
We need somebody with night vision on the second watch.
Well, Hal's got night
I got my
vision with his
goggles.
goggles.
Okay,
And
let's
Tim will do a watch.
Watching with what?
what?
I'm
What?
sorry. Who's doing the watches? Is
I'm
it
doing
Michael
first
Kirby
watch
again?
again.
We're doubling up.
We're doing first watch.
How about chopping myself do the first one, and Tim and Hal do the second one, since we have night vision. Kirby, you get a full night's rest, babe.
Okay.
That works.
Why are two individuals taking watch?
Because we know there's bad guys in the woods. They're already watching us.
Okay, so you're being extra cautious.
Yes.
Right.
So Lego and Chop is on the first watch, and who's on the second?
Tim and Hal.
Tim and Hal.
And Tim's Hal sees a mosquito on Tim's back.
Tim runs from Hal. Misty step. I'm out of here.
There's always good things when Tim and Hal get together.
We're doing watch from about 30 feet apart.
All right.
Oh no, we're being attacked by a piano.
That's super loud.
A little bit.
How's that?
That's better.
So Chop and Lego, I want you to make a perception check, and Tim and Hal, I want you to make a perception check.
Oh, nice. 17 perception. I got a 20.
Okay.
I got a 15.
I got a turtle.
Chop.
No.
Kirby's not. Kirby's sleeping through this, right?
Kirby
Yeah.
gets the night off. He was on watch last time.
I got a 16.
And Chop, what'd you get, buddy?
16 as well.
16 as well. All right. All right. So we're gonna take a quick break to fill our drinks. I'm out, and then I will rejoin you in just a second. Drink this whole bottle. That's not bad. Okay. I'm gonna get another bottle.
This game will drag you to
Why
drink.
not?
So I'll be right back.
All right.
Kirby, damn it. Oh, you can't hear me. Kirby.
Got it. For lunch. Kirby. Kirby, damn it.
Okay, Colton.
Yes, sir.
I want to try this trick on you, see how you do, okay?
All right. Let's do it.
I want you to pick a number between 1 and 10, but don't tell me what it is.
Okay.
Multiply by 2.
Okay.
Add 8.
Okay.
Divided by 2.
Yep.
Okay, so now you got a new number. Do you remember your original number?
Yeah.
Subtract that from your new number.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to change that to a letter of the alphabet. What I want you to do is if it's a 1, then it'd be A, 2B, 3C, 4D, so on and so forth, okay?
Okay.
All right, now think of a country that begins with that letter.
Okay.
All right, so now we need to change the letter just a little bit. So if it was A, move it to B. If it was B, go to C. Just move it up one letter, okay?
Okay.
Now I want you to think of an animal with that name.
With the name of the new country on there?
No. So whatever your country was,
Oh, okay, yeah.
move to the next letter. So if it was B, go to C, C go to D, D go to E, and then now think of an animal with that first letter.
Okay.
All right, now think of color of that animal.
Okay.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
All right, now what I want you to do is tell me what you got.
Tell me which ones I got.
Yeah, not numbers. Just tell me what was your animal, what was your color, and what was your country.
My country was Denmark. My
Yeah.
animal was an elephant, and the
Yeah.
color was gray.
Was it? You notice I had this piece of paper here this whole time, right?
Yeah.
Never moved?
Yeah, never moved.
Can you read that? Wait a minute.
There you go.
It's backwards. It says gray elephant from Denmark.
And you mess with his head.
You like that trick?
I like that.
Wait, you just
Except
did
for the
that trick?
fact that I
Yeah,
picked
you just did
eel specifically because I knew what you were doing.
So if I chose, can you tell me which number I chose at the beginning then?
It doesn't make a difference. I knew you were going to end up with gray elephant from Denmark.
He's a real life magic user and he's fucking
Yes.
with you.
Just messing with you. All right, so we're back to perception.
Well, I had an eel.
All right.
You're an emu. I think Chris is striking a pose. He's doing his Vogue thing here.
How do you know it's Denmark? How many countries? You know what they are?
All right.
You go on Democratic Republic of the Congo. You go on Dominican Republic.
99%.
Lego.
I'm going to say Denmark, though.
Denmark is the first one that comes to mind now.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why it works so good. And then you move to elephant with your E, and it's like, wow, well, what color's an elephant? Come on.
Tell a really bad joke real quick.
How bad?
Any bad joke? There's 2 eggs boiling in a pot. One of them says, "I got a big crack." The other one says, "Don't tease me. I'm not hard yet." Pretty quick, huh?
Oh my god. I think you wanna go see Alacoster Cinegrad in Neverwinter. Okay. Sorry. All right, so as the night progresses, am I overdriving the mic anytime? I'm sorry.
No, in fact, you're not as loud as the other people, really. You can turn your mic up a little bit.
Oh, really?
Ah.
How about now?
That's a little bit better. Yeah.
Better. Betty Botter bought some butter, but the butter's bitter. Betty Botter bought some butter, but the butter's bitter. If I bought a bit of better butter, it'd make my batter better. But she bought a bit of.
There we go.
Bought a bit of
better.
so she bought a bit of better butter, but it made her batter worse.
Is that in the player's handbook or the DM's guide?
It's in Xanathar's guide.
Homebrew.
All right.
As the night progresses and sleep takes you. During the watch, Chop and Lego, it passes without incident.
But with all that ominous music, nothing happened.
Wah, wah, wah.
So, all right. Too much.
During Hal and Tim's watch, Hal, you suddenly hear the sound, and Tim. Eh? What the hell? What the hell is this?
What's our dude again?
And as you turn to look, you see Billy covered in spiders.
Uh-oh.
And he's jumping up. What the fuck? Everybody roll initiative.
Oh, no, it's spiders. This could be
I'm last.
arachnophobia.
21. Well, actually, let's wait because I know you're going to.
Yeah, hold on.
Hal, don't use your battle axe on the spiders on Billy. Just saying.
All right, I got a sword now. Looks like a turtle.
Okay, there you go. I'm sure that'd be much safer.
One is the lowliest.
And just as a reminder,
Kirby,
guys.
what'd you roll?
What?
Kirby, what did you roll?
7.
Legolas, what'd you roll? Legolas, what'd you roll?
21.
Sam, what'd you roll?
8.
Hal, what'd you roll?
3 total. That was with my +2.
Chop, what'd you roll?
I rolled 15.
15.
Hey, I used to date her.
Everybody did Madison.
One time or another.
All right. So, right now, Lego, Rock, Kirby, and Hal.
Brock?
Actually, it is. I'm sorry. Well, Rock. Yeah, Rock's not there.
Chop.
Okay. Hal and Kirby, roll perception checks for me, real quick. Additional new ones.
7.
Six total.
All right. 6 and Tim. Tim, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 8.
8.
Initially. Do I need to roll again?
Nope. Well, yeah, if you roll again.
Okay, now I've got an 11.
Okay. All right. So, what you see, I'm sorry, is you watched Billy pop up from the ground with all these spiders like covering him,
Giant spiders.
and he's like there are lots of around fist-sized spiders on him. He's patting it off, and as you're watching this, you watch and you see this glimmer, and suddenly there's this large spider right behind him who just like thinks
Face spiders.
his teeth right into Billy. You can see him just like call out in pain. It's like ah, as it just clamps down onto him. And then you can see him just like his torso collapse down out of it, and then all of a sudden a shimmer, and then you can't see the spider anymore, and Billy's just down on the ground, out. He's also covered with little spiders. It is now, right now, in addition to Chop, you wake up, you're like jolted awake with all this that's going on. You find yourself covered with spiders.
No, I got spiders. Get the hell away from me.
For some reason, it didn't say okay, so you feel them crawling all over you. 13. Does that hit you? That does not. Right? 15. Okay, so as you feel all these spiders, you hear them like, you hear the little, as they're trying to bite through your armor, these little spiders. In addition, let's see, who is still, we're gonna say Kirby, you wake up shocked, and as your eyes splay open, you find yourself looking up at this giant, enormous torso of this arachnid that is now over you.
Cool.
As it sinks down to chomp on you. 17, does that hit you?
AC is 17.
I was gonna say not anymore.
I don't know what. I mean, I've got a 17 armor class.
Yeah, it's gonna hit 18 or better to get to them.
No, it has to hit 17.
No, I mean he's 17, yeah, 18 or better.
Oh, is it? Is that the? I'm sorry. Then, as
It did above his armor
as
class.
as you can feel this have advantage on you. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it definitely hits you on the advantage because you're laying there prone
Sure.
and thing. So you take you take 10 points of piercing damage as this spider just comes down and chomps right down onto you.
Okay.
All right, so
Did he
that,
have to pass by us or anything? Did anybody get an opportunity to attack while I was going after him?
it's just it
Yeah.
surprised you.
Yeah.
They're phasing in and out. They're face spiders. Tim remembers that
So
from an old book he read.
Legolas, it is now your turn.
Can I see the giant spider that's attacking Kirby?
Where we didn't really roll a perception check for me.
18.
No problem. Yeah, you see it. You see the spider that's on.
All right, I attack it. Just slap straight away.
All right.
I got a 17 and a 20 for my 2 swords.
Okay, so you hop up, you pull your swords out, and you're able to get over there in time. Sorry, for some reason it didn't save all my pictures. Let me write down. Hold on. Sorry. I saved this ahead of time.
Spiders?
I didn't save it. All the things in there. So, featured, I just need to write down some stats for us. Okay. What did you roll?
I rolled, well, actually, I rolled a 23 and a 26 with a natural 20.
Yep, you hit it. Definitely hit it.
Okay, so I hit, so I did 8 points of damage for the strength, 5, 2, I'm writing this down this time. And because I'm a Colossus Slayer, I do an additional 3 points of damage. So, total is 18 points of damage from the 2 swords.
All right. And
I'm going to take one additional attack with my firebolt.
remember how I said to roll all that at once?
I did. But I did roll it all. Well, I'm sorry. I rolled the 2 swords all at once.
Whoa,
It
wait.
doesn't matter. I didn't hit with the firebolt anyway, so if 4 doesn't get it done, I doubt.
Okay.
Even with +5, +6, +5. So
Okay.
be 9. Doesn't
As
matter.
Legos jumps up, pulls out his swords, this large arachnid, brown furry creature that's hovering over a Kirby as Kirby's like kind of waking up and taking this brunt of this damage, just kind of reaching out for his shield. You jump into his defense and start slicing and hacking on the legs. You actually like chop 2 of the legs straight clean through, pure cuts, as the creature goes down half on one side, as 6 of the legs are still remaining but 4 are down, and the second sword comes into the area where he's now exposed and slices along his top, rendering a nice cut straight into the body of this arachnid. You can see blood start coming, the ooze of the creature pouring out of this cut. All right, that is Legolas's turn.
I'm going to go get a refreshing drink. I'll be right back.
All right. This spider that you just attacked
I need to listen to this.
is going to try to web you, Kirby. So as you're down there, all right, as it tries to web you, the cuts that Legolas made in its leg puts it at a tilt, and the webbing that would have webbed you straight
I'm
onto
not
the
talking.
ground
You talking?
now spray out to
Talking to me?
the right side.
Chris, he froze so like.
Oh, I'm okay. Yeah, what's going on here? Who can hear me?